I like getting up in the morning and kind of getting out here, because usually I've been up for a little while, up before sunrise, and kind of doing the computer thing, and doing some VidDevos and devotionals, and posting some Word devos. But when it finally comes time for the sun to come up over the mountains, to shine its light directly in my eyes, for it to lighten up my day, for it to make me realize that this is the day the Lord has made, not just because it's another day, but because I can see the sunrise. And I recognize that there are certain promises that God has given because I can see that sunrise. That I kind of like that. It kind of makes me think that there's hope for the world. And that's kind of why I like to stop. I'm one of those kind of guys that wakes up in the morning and just pretty much rolls into whatever it is I'm doing for that day. I don't necessarily like to, go shave and get showered up and cleaned up and, get all scuzzied up or get all fuzzied up, kind of metroed, because I don't like spending that much time on myself. But I do like waking up and, getting right into whatever it is that God has in store for me that day. So by the time sunrise comes up, well, I like to go grab a cup of coffee, because coffee doesn't wake me up or speed me up. Coffee, in fact, settles me down. I like to take stock, take time, talk with God. I like to wait and watch and see what the Lord will do and reveal with that moment of sunshine when it comes rising up over the mountain. I like to take that first sip and feel the heat of that coffee go slowly burning down through my throat, just go down through my esophagus into my belly, and I can feel it in my belly when it first hits. It's like splash, and ooh, that warmth almost gives me goosebumps coming back up my spine from my belly all the way up to the nape of my neck. Oh, feels so good. It's almost like God inspiring through taste that He is here with us, that He brings appreciation to life, that He brings life to our living, and that He causes us to recognize the quality of life we can have if we are His and in Him. And I like that, because then suddenly my sight is a little sharper, my sense of smell a little more acute, my taste buds a little more sensitized to living into life. I like to take those moments to be still, listen, wait on the Lord, to watch and see the birds as they just begin to kind of like do their thing in the morning, or that little tiny breeze that seems to shoot through all of creation just before the sunrise. I like to watch, especially here where I live, the squirrels come out, and as they kind of like hunker along, their routines, gathering nuts, gathering food, some of them playing, some of them just running around. I like to look and see the things that God brings my way. What is God doing in your day today? Do you pay attention and look for God to intervene in your life? Do you expect every day God to meet you in some way, visit with you today, to spend some time with you, to guide you or to abide with you, to inspire you or to help you? I do. I figure, why have faith in someone who isn't real? Unless He is real, then I have a confidence in Him, because then I can trust Him to do that for me which I can't do for myself. Like, I can't forgive myself oh, I could try, and stick my head in the sand and say, oh, I'm forgiven, but somehow guilt catches up with me, and I feel that guiltiness from my own sins. So I ask Him to forgive me, and He does. Not because I deserve it, but because I don't deserve it, but because Jesus died for my sins. And so I confess to Him my sins, and He's faithful and just to forgive me my sins and to cleanse me from my unrighteousness. So I approach each day with a clean slate, and I thank God for that. That though sorrow may have endured for but an evening, joy cometh in the morning, for this is the day that God created for me, to recognize Him in it, to walk with Him through it, and to abide with Him daily. And I kind of like that, because I'm reminded in the morning to look up, to look forward, to honestly and quite frankly deal with the living God. Now, I don't know, maybe your time of morning is all wrapped up in getting ready for work. Maybe your time of day is caught up in the things that you need to do. You really don't have much time to spend watching the sunrise or casting your gaze upon a sunset. But I can tell you that you're missing something in life if you don't take the time, if you don't make some way to meet with God today, to see Him in all of creation and in the circumstances of your life, because that's what He promised and said He would do. You see, Jesus said, look, I understand your religious practices, and I have seen how you do them. I understand what you are doing as far as serving what you think is your understanding of God, as holy as He is. But I know my Father, and I want you to understand who He is, because my Father is tender. He is compassionate. He's full of mercy. He's loving. He is the epitome of love itself. You can know, Jesus said, the Father as I know God. And so I find that very interesting to me, because in my day, I find people telling me all day long just who God is. And the funny thing is, I don't really need them to tell me who God is, because I spend time with God in the morning. And I know who God is, because God is with me. Wouldn't that be nice every day for you to say the same thing? Wouldn't it be great if you could just simply go, hey, come what may, God is with me. Not too worried about it. God is with me. If you could tell people that come up to you and say, well, who are you going to vote for? You say, oh, I don't know, but God is with me. Well, what are you going to do about, this job, that you don't have? Well, I don't know, but God is with me. What are you going to do about this cancer you've just been given? Well, I don't know, but God is with me. What if you could say at the last gasp of breath of life before you pass on to the world that you cannot see from the world that you can see? Wouldn't it be nice to say, God is with me? That's why I like to stop before the day begins, and to make sure in my own mind, because sometimes, I need that reassurance just like you. I need to have that confidence, that, hey, God, are you with me? And you know what? Every day when I see that sunrise come up over the mountains, every day, whether there be clouds, rain, storms, whether there be tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, whether it be cold, hot, sunny, or cloudy, I know, strange as it may seem, that God is with even me.